Yeah!
That was so badass. I'm still sitting here watching it in real time going, oh my God, it looks cooler than I thought.
Oh, shit. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody in the chat. Good morning, Loki. How are you this morning, honey?
I am good. I'm good. How are you doing, Sammy Joe?
Oh my God, I am so freaking excited because they dropped it early and I didn't have to wake up at 4 a.m. to watch it.
Chris already figured it out. He said, great intro, boss. Dude, it's the Expanse. How could I not? You know, we got done watching those episodes last night and I was like,
yeah.
You want an intro for the morning?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. After watching that, I was like, yeah, I know what I want to do. Kick it off with Miller kissing Julie Mao, and then like bust into some action and excitement.
Oh my God. Well, that's exactly what they did coming in. I mean, they just created the intrigue right away. They didn't even stop, carried it over completely from season 4. I was so impressed. Of course, this is the Expanse. I'm going to be impressed anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the original writers working on the show. We've got Naren Shankar writing and show running. So it's not going to go wrong. Not in my opinion. But I also haven't read the books yet. The only one I've read is Cibola Burn. And I've read The Churn, which is one of the novellas. And we touch a little bit on this in season 5 with Amos. Yep. So... oh my God, him going back to Baltimore. And I have to say, Chris Persia, who was first this morning, thank you for texting us last night and telling us that it dropped early because I was like, yes!
Yeah,
I didn't even want to go out. I didn't want to go out to dinner with my kid.
No waking up at 4 a.m. to watch it. Yeah.
But but I was so excited that I didn't have to wait till 4 a.m. It's just like, oh my God. Yeah. Hello. So I got to quick say good morning to the chat. So good morning, Darth Haster, D.D. Myers. Let's see who else is hanging out. Colin P. Smith. Mark the Infinitely Tired. I hope you're feeling better, sweetheart. Oh my gosh, he was so sick. Ugh. Poor thing. Chris Persia. Yeah, shouting you out, boss. D.D. Myers. James Andrew Morrison. Psycho Dwarf 9. Me Baratna. Let's see who else is saying. Dave G. Sound is here. Oh my gosh, you guys. Bone is here. Lord Thoth. Eris is here. I got a what?
You got a $2
yes,
super
I do.
Psycho Dwarf 9.
Yes, I do. Oh my gosh, I got to open the stream elements. I just closed it when we were getting ready to do the show by accident.
Chef's here.
Chef! How are you? Oh my God, that was so loud. Sorry.
Yeah.
Careful with your headset, hon. I'm so excited about this show. I'm probably just going to be yelling through the whole thing because, jeez, I was so excited. It made my entire night. I was just like, oh my God, it's good enough. I got sushi, also I get the Expanse. I get to come home to the Expanse. I was so happy.
Oh, Project Storytime. Sorry, brother. He says snowstorm has hit Pittsburgh. Yay.
Oh no. Snow.
Yeah, snow.
Yeah, it's hitting DC today where Generalissimo Jefe is. So yeah. Damn. So anyway, let's see. Google account. Oh crap, I used the wrong one, I think. Yeah, I did. Or will it work? Anyway, Psychodwarf 9. I will figure this out and get to your comment in just a bit. It's hard for me to talk about this exciting show and do 2 other things at once and entertain you guys. And oh my God.
Chef asked, will this be spoiler free?
No. But I'm going to try to keep the spoilers at least to a minimum. So if you don't want to listen, Chef, and you want to wait until later, it's totally fine. But I got to tell you, I think regardless of the spoilers, you're going to enjoy what you see.
Oh
because it was just amazeballs.
We kind of threw a slight spoiler out there, even in the intro.
Yes, you did.
So, but I couldn't help myself. That was just too much.
Oh man, are you kidding? I loved it. I loved it. Because that spoiler, that was a big one. Well, not so big. I mean, they talk about it.
You knew, you even kind of knew at the very end of last season, this was going to happen.
Yeah.
When they killed, what's his name? I can never remember his name. He's one of my favorite Beltaloros.
Ashford?
Yes,
Cleese
Ashford. When they took Ashford out, they even kind of told you then at the end of last season what was going to happen, what they were going to do. When he says, you think throwing rocks at Ciri is going to do anything? And he's like, oh, no, brother. I'm going way beyond that.
Yeah. I just couldn't believe he's basically weaponizing asteroids from the belt.
Yeah. Coding asteroids in Martian stealth tech.
Yeah. That they're stealing from Mars. The black market.
And the damage is done.
Yeah.
So.
Well, in the opening, and we were talking about this, I think them shooting at Venus, so to speak, was a test.
Yes.
It was the test of the first asteroid.
So
there is a spoiler there, guys.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure it went exactly where they wanted it to.
Yeah, that the trajectory was going to be proper and that they wouldn't see it on Earth scopes. They'd only see it as fragments, not, massive pieces.
Well, that fragment, that was an accident. That was an accident. It got too close to the sun. What they're doing is he's using the sun. He's using Earth's sun, the solar star, as a slingshot.
Yes.
To get it going so fast that when it connects, it's hyper velocity. They're shooting it like they're using a railgun type device to shoot it, but that alone isn't fast enough. So they're using Earth's own star as a slingshot.
Right.
And that first one burnt, it cooked off the stealth coating.
Yeah.
And broke it up into pieces.
Yes.
It still hit the target.
Yes.
But
it still hit what it was supposed to, but it broke up in too many pieces. Plus it only burned like half of the stealth tech.
Yep.
So you saw some of the fragment, but you didn't see all of the fragment. And that comes in later in episode 2, I believe, when we're dealing with, when we get to see Avasarala in a new environment. That's not her normal role. She's subordinate rather than in charge.
I love her.
Oh my God.
Love her. I love the character. I love the actress that plays her. And when you hear that voice, that iconic voice, what did you say when we were watching it? What did you say you wanted to see her? You said something.
I don't remember. Holy shit.
To see her as the leader of anything is like, it's magic.
Yes,
it is.
She's absolutely a magical actress to begin with. I don't know what it is about Shohreh Aghdashloo, but it's just like I could sit and listen to you read the phone book.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to do the readings of the Expanse books, I would listen to them for hours on end. That Nigel movie guy, good morning, how are you? Or good afternoon, you are in Britain with a name like Nigel.
But yeah, I first heard that voice in Mass Effect, which is getting a remake,
Isn't that getting a reboot?
It's not going to be a reboot. They're going over it, and they're like HDing everything.
Oh,
so it's not going to be a complete rebuild.
Okay.
But it's going to be like, these are the super high def versions. They're remastering them. It's like going back and remastering a piece of music. But when you hear her, because you will, because I'm going to stream all 3 games. I'm going to play
Oh,
through all 3
awesome.
games, of course. When you hear her for the first time in Mass Effect 2, you're going to be like, holy shit, Loki, I know, because you can't miss her. You know, she's
Oh, no.
Tale Zoran. You're like, holy shit.
That voice is distinctive.
Tale Zoran via Normandy. And you're just like, damn. And she's the like the aunt or the godmother of Tali. And you get a little bit of her in 2, and then you get more of her in 3, and you're just like,
Oh,
this
wow.
is magical. It's so magical to hear her, and you're just like, damn, yeah, I could listen to her do anything.
Oh, yeah. She's just amazing. And she's so great to the fans on Twitter. I mean, she likes and retweets, and I'm just like, oh my God, I love you. She's liked a couple of my posts, and I've just completely fangirled out.
Yeah. The first time I sent something to her in public on Twitter, and I was like, you know what? From that first moment I heard you in Mass Effect, so I saw you in this. I absolutely adore your voice.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when she hearted and retweeted that, I was like, ah, Loki
That's
fangirl
exactly
moment.
what I was like. I
love her to
completely
death.
fangirled out. She is so great with the fans. So if we ever get stuff back to quote unquote normal here in the States, and she comes to Dallas Comic-Con, I am so going to be there. I will be there for the panel. I will pay the extra money for the meet and greet. I don't care what it costs. I'm doing it. Not that I wouldn't want to see anybody else, because technically my soon-to-be brother-in-law might be related to Dominique Tipper. But
no.
Yeah. So I'm going to see her if we ever get Dallas Comic-Con back.
Yep.
I'm definitely going. But what part of the episode are we talking about?
Part one. Let's, because we were talking about that's the first thing you see is this launcher that they've used in the asteroid, and
yeah,
it's one of the very first scenes in the first episode of season 5.
Mm-hmm.
And, and you find out that God, I'm spacing out today. What's her name?
No, it's cool. I'm spacing out too.
Her son. I'm gonna have to pull up a damn.
Naomi's son,
Philip, is a part of all this. He is helping his
he's
father,
a huge part,
and
he's a freaking terrorist.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what I knew from the beginning when she said she had to give up her son that Inaros was going to pull crap like this.
Yep.
I mean, it was just blatantly obvious. But yeah, Philip is a big part of all of this stuff that's going to happen this season. So, oh man, we're going to get to see how he's been twisted. And Naomi tried to convince him to stop. And there's no way.
Josiah Owens is the kid that's playing Philip. And wonderful job.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful job in the episodes he's been in so far.
Yeah, and he's in all 3. So briefly.
It is very believable when you see Inaros and you see Naomi, and then you see him, you're like, yeah, totally. I totally believe that's their kid.
Yeah.
Perfect casting. He's doing a great job. All the one of the things that I heard in the very beginning was the Expanse grabs you with its science, but you stay for the cast.
It's true. It's totally true. I mean, and you can't deny the science because they've actually got actual scientists on the set. Good morning, Captain Spire. And people writing for the show who have scientific backgrounds. So, and people writing for the show who actually wrote the goddamn books.
Yeah.
So.
And it was just last time. Let me see if I can pull this up, because this is pretty much how I feel. I don't want to bring any negativity this morning.
Okay.
Let's see here if I can find it. Okay, so last night I saw a tweet by Robert Meyer Burnett, And he said, The Expanse continues to be the most well-produced science fiction show in the history of the medium. The writing, the scope, the characters, and the ambition are so far beyond Star Trek and at half the price. Why not just commit and go the entire 9 seasons? And my reply was, the soulless husk that is New Trek isn't even in the same ballpark as The Expanse. The Gilmore Girls writing room CBS hired to carry Trek forward couldn't carry a cup of coffee to Tycho Station, much less an episode of Star Trek to your living room. And of course, I used a picture of Miller that said, I ain't sitting this one out. Nope.
Speaking of Miller, I pointed that out to you when we were starting episode 3. It was directed by Thomas Jane.
Directed by Thomas Jane.
I was like, holy shit. Because there was even a teaser he tweeted yesterday that said, you haven't seen the last of me.
No, that's right.
And I'm like, so does that mean they're bringing Miller back? No, they can't bring Miller back. Miller's dead.
But that doesn't mean you aren't going to see Miller in an episode.
That's true. I mean, we may have flashbacks. I'm not sure. I'm really glad that Amazon decided to drop 3 episodes and then drop weekly, because now I have something to really look forward to for next Wednesday.
Yep. And what is it when you talk about this show and you talk about the quality of it? What does it say when my favorite character, what grabbed me, because it wasn't the crew of the Rossi that grabbed me.
Right.
It was Miller and Julie.
Yeah.
It was Miller and Julie. What does it say when those 2 characters are gone? And I am still hooked on this show. I'm still hooked on this show. I do not want it to end. I want more and more. I honestly, Holden's not important to me.
No,
he's not, at least to me in the show.
Yeah.
The show, he's very important. Yes. But to me, it's not like this is like.
What are you looking at? Bigger picture?
I love Alex.
Oh, Alex is the best.
I love Avasarala. I love Bobby. I like Amos, but the Naomi and Holden are like almost like background characters to me. It's just like, okay, yeah, this is their story. I understand that Holden's a huge part of this, but to me, it's these other wonderful characters. Getting to see Bobby again, getting to see Cass play Alex again, getting to see Bobby, getting to see Avasarala, getting to meet new characters like Philip, Marco. He's such an evil son of a bitch, and he uses.
He's twisted.
He's using the Belters. He is. He's using the Belters for his own twisted shit, and they've got to discover that, and they've got to figure that out.
Yeah,
it speaks so much to the quality of the show, and to the quality of the writing, and the quality of the actors, that I am more interested in these like B story people than I am the A stories, and I still love it to death.
I don't think they have typically an A story and a B story. It just flows. I think at some point, and when you cut from each segment to segment, it's still an A story. Even though it is shot as a B story.
Yeah.
The background and stuff like that. But they don't do that. It doesn't make you always feel like that. But this season, though, in conjunction with what you were saying about Holden and Naomi, they seem to be, more of a B plot so far. We still have a lot of them. Don't get me wrong. We're dealing with everybody, but everybody is in a different scenario. The only one still on the Rossi at this point, spoiler alert, is Holden.
Yeah.
Because the Rossi's in dry dock. She's getting repaired from being nearly, split apart by Toei and the Barbabacoa at the end of season 4. So, everybody else has disappeared. Avasarala is in a new position where she's a little bit more subordinate even though she hates it. We've got Holden dealing with Fred Johnson. So yeah, guys, Fred Johnson is back. We've got Amos going to Earth. And even his journey to get to Earth was fraught with violence. Shocker. And we've got Alex back home on Mars. And he's with Bobby. And then he's not piloting the Rocinante, but Bobby isn't a Marine anymore. Yep. Dishonorably discharged. So she's got to actually get a job. But we see she's working, but not working, if you know what I mean. Yes. So if you guys remember at the end of season 4, she finally contacts Avasarala and says, if you've still got that position available, excuse me, I'd like to take it. And, Avasarala saying your timing couldn't have been any shittier. And let's see, Chef Zilla or Colin P. Smith, I understand some of the lead characters, such as Holden, are backgrounded in later books. So don't get your hopes too high. I don't know. I have not read the books. I'm not going to read the books until the series is finished. And I'm really pissed off that they're not going the full 8 or 9 seasons. I don't think the 9th book is out yet. If it is, if you guys know if the 9th book is out, go ahead and put it in the chat. But as far as I'm aware, the 9th book has not been released. So it really pissed me off that they're doing just 6 seasons. But I hear rumors going around that they're going to do a movie. So they're going to do something like they did with Firefly.
If they do a movie, we may even get more than one movie. So
we'd have to.
Yeah, that would be. I could be down with that. The fact that this is costing them half of what CBS is spending on Star Trek is it's outrageous.
Isn't it outrageous? And this is Amazon backing this show.
Yep.
I mean, they've just got CBS. And they're hoping for money, they're pooling all the money from Picard. Ugh. Which was devastatingly disappointing. But this show so far, nope. I haven't been disappointed in a single episode.
No.
Maybe the Weeping Somnambulist, but that there's something that triggers me about that episode. So I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't know why, but that's about the only episode that really bugs me, I think, because we're dealing with, belters that are going to die. And so many belters that are going to die. And you can only pick and choose kind of who can go on the ship and who can't. And Colin P. Smith asks, excuse me, so the crew is split up at the moment? Yes.
Yeah, the crew is split.
And that's only because the Rossi's in dry dock. She's getting repaired. And I loved that cute new little mechanic that they brought on. Oh my God, she's a pistol. She's a little Spitfire. I love her to death. I got to find out what her name is, but I just absolutely love her. I hope they do a little bit more with her from Tycho Station than they've done in the first 3 episodes. I'm just jacked about that character. She's cute as butt, and I want to put her in my pocket. And Darth Haster says the 9th book is due for 2021 release. Okay, cool. I thought so. I thought it hadn't been put out yet. Chris Purja says Gary thinks we might get 3 specials after season 6. That would be cool.
That would
be really cool.
That would work. I want more seasons, but that would work. I could live with that.
Yeah. So kind of pulling a Doctor Who, they do specials annually. Of course, I don't know. I'm not a Doctor Whovian. I'm not a Whovian by any stretch of the imagination. I'm only aware of the show because of Leviathan Falls, to be published October, according to Wikipedia. Gotcha, Colin. Okay. See, I can't look up Wikipedia while I'm in the chat. And I finally pulled up the message from Psychodwarf 9, and thank you again for your $2 super chat. You playing games again. No intro. But I'm well into the 2nd book. I had an intro.
Yeah, we did an intro. We had a special intro this morning.
Special intro just for the Expanse reviews. Yeah. And you know who I'm missing right now is Speaker for the Dead. I was hoping he would pop on if he had time to come and chat with us this morning, but he can't because I'm sure he's working. But one of these days we got to have him on the show with us as well, because he was amazing with us last week, talking, doing the overview and
absolutely rocked it. Speaker knows his Expanse. I have stayed away from the books because when I first saw the show, I wasn't too sure about it. I had to watch it. I had to watch the first couple episodes a couple of times to be like, okay, I definitely need to dig more into what's going on here.
Right.
But I don't want to read the books. I'll read the books after I watch the series.
I was going to say, ever?
No. After I watch the series, I'll read the books, because I'm weird about this. If something pulls me in, like a TV show or a movie,
right,
I don't want to read the books and find out what's going to happen later without seeing it first. Same thing with the books. If I'm reading something and they decide to come out with a show or something, I will wait until I'm finished with the books before I watch the show. It depends on how I enter that universe. That is what I'm going to stick with.
That's where you're going to finish it. That's the media that you're going to use.
That's the media I'm going to use to finish it, and then I'll go back and read.
Right.
Or watch or whatever.
Right. That's what I'm doing now with, being exposed to the TV media with the Expanse. I'm going to go back and read the books. The only one I didn't do that with was Cibola Burn, and I regretted it. I shouldn't have read it. I wanted spoilers, and I was a little bit disappointed in season 4, but there was only so much they could put into the TV show.
Yep.
While it was still great, it wasn't quite the same, and they did a little swapping, which Speaker for the Dead actually brought to my brains. So I was like, oh, thank you. Does anyone know where I can find the books on the Expanse? Yes, Amazon. You can get the first 3 in a set. I think it costs, I want to say it cost me $65 for the first 3 books. So, and you can get them in a soft cover, 1 through 8. So check the Amazon. Of course, that's the best way to find them. But I knew the proto-molecule was going to play heavy again when Holden goes to talk to Fred Johnson. In fact, I'm watching a scene right now where they're talking. And what do you know? Fred Johnson still has the sample. That the belt still has a sample.
Oh, yeah. They're not giving that up.
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. Sit Room. Thank you. They are also on Audible. Yeah.
And there are people that know they're not giving that up.
Yeah. Well, look who returns is our journalist, Monica, from season 3, to come and talk to Holden about some stuff, some information she's gotten a hold of concerning the proto-molecule and new experiments that are starting to take place.
Yep. And
with
I
the proto-molecule.
I don't know if you noticed this, but Alex lies his ass off. He talks about how the planet they were on in season 4 was activated because they had a proto-molecule on the ship. That's not true.
That's not how it happened.
No, it's Holden. Holden is the key to turning on the tech.
Yes. For whatever reason, he's always the key. He's the arms and legs. And I think Miller has even said as much. That, I keep flipping switches, but nothing comes on. I need somebody to help me flip the switches. I need another monkey, essentially, to help him do that. So that's Holden's place. I wonder what Holden's true origin is with the proto-molecule. Because he's such a special in quotes individual anyway. So I'm wondering what else he's got to do with it. Well, tried to post the Amazon link for the books, but it's too big for the chat. Yeah, it is.
Well, he's not the only one who's seen this shit now. He sees beyond what normal humans see when they go through the gate. When he goes through the gate, he can see this shit that took out the creators of the proto-molecule. He can see that. The one girl at the end of the last season saw it and made like a digital recreation of it. And when Holden shows that to Fred Johnson in this, He's like, this is the shit that took them out. This is what I see when I go through the gate. And he's like, man, I've been, a dozen times. I ain't seen shit. And he's like, I have. Still won't listen to him.
No.
This is going to be, there is going to be some frustration here because Abba Sarala knows what's going on, what's going down with the terrorists. Hold knows what's going down with the things that destroyed the creators. And they're nobody's listening. It's like, come on, guys, these people have been there fighting this fight since the beginning, and now you're not listening to them. Don't be fucking morons.
Yeah, well, the new Secretary General of the UN all but calls Abba Sarala a conspiracy theorist.
Yep. And treats her like one.
And treats her like that. She treats that Gal treats her like absolute garbage.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, it's not as though, Abba Sarala was a warm, fuzzy blanket either, when she was first a part of her administration.
See, and that's the real dumbass part of this is that woman knows how dangerous Abba Sarala is. She knows what she is capable of. She knows the shit she's been through. If that was me, instead of playing this girl game of I don't want you around, no, you keep Abba Sarala at your side the entire time. You are my chief advisor. You went through everything I'm going through now. I want you around to pick your brain about everything.
Yeah. That doesn't happen.
I'll make my own decisions, but I want you there. Yeah, and that just doesn't happen. It
does no, Darth Haster, yeah, you could post it in the ValkyireVenue, but that's that's for Valhalla, but everybody can find it. It's super easy. Captain Spire says, so Firefly aside, has the Expanse made you think, hey, this is what they did on this show or a movie? Have they really kept things original to the books? Yes, but there's a lot of similarities that you can draw with Firefly, with the original Star Trek, with Star Wars, with
Stargate.
Stargate. I mean, just look at the ring gates.
Yep.
I mean,
but here's the beautiful thing about the Expanse. With Stargate, look how many alien worlds you visited, how many solar systems you've gone to, all this shit. Same with Star Trek, boldly go where no man has gone before. And while they are exploring all these things, they are grounded and earthy because you've got Mars in our solar system. You've got the belt. You've got Earth. The rings, yes, the rings go to other places, but everything is still so closely bound to home that it's different. It's so different because how many times did you see Earth on TNG? 3 or 4 times in 7 seasons?
7 seasons, yeah. A couple, 3 or 4 times, yeah.
Why? Because Star Trek boldly went where no one had gone before. They weren't constantly going back to Earth.
Yeah.
This is so bound in close to us still. They are so bound and close to home, which is Earth, which is us, which is where we're at. I can see this in 100 years. I can see in 100 years being somewhat close to this.
Yeah.
And it all depends on how hard human beings want to push to do that.
Yeah. I got to answer this question from Rise and Shine with the Valkyries. Well, this is wrong. Where's Purple Valkyrie? Purple Valkyrie is at work. That's where she is. That's why Loki is here with me this morning. So she's at work.
I'm just keeping the seat warm.
Yeah, he's keeping the seat warm for Purple Valkyrie. She'll be back on Friday. We're doing the house tour, so you don't want to miss that. Let's see. Captain Spire says, I'm also reminded of Deep Space Nine and Babylon 5. I've heard a lot of comparisons to Babylon 5. Now, that's another one I've never seen. I know, #cancel Sammy. Are close in comparison for obvious reasons. They still kept both series original and had characters you love to watch. That's true.
And Deep Space Nine was bound around a space station, and you came to learn of that space station as a home.
Mm-hmm.
That space station didn't go anywhere. It sat right by that wormhole.
Yep.
So that was home. Again, you're bound in a space that eventually you come to be very familiar with, which is very, very Expanse. We are all familiar with Mars. We are all familiar with the belt. We are all familiar with Earth. And that bounding it there, even though you've got the Rossi, even though you're traveling on a spaceship, even though you're off with someone else, you still feel like, well, we're still here.
Yeah. We're still in the same solar system. We're still in the same home. And you've got, Martians, you've got Earthers, you've got the Belters, you've got all these individual groups. It's just, I'm so blown away by this series. I'm starting to shake. I'm so excited about it because I'm still watching it. I have it on in the background. And Psycho Dwarf 9 says Loki, Samantha Joe, Babylon 5 still holds up. It's on my list of stuff to watch. And Colin is finding it harder to uncancel me because I've never seen Babylon 5, but I am reading Discworld. So
I was one of those people that was like Star Trek forever, down with Babylon 5, Star Trek forever. But because of A Dag Outlaw, I have learned a new appreciation for Babylon 5.
Oh, really?
Watching through it. Yeah, it's a good show.
I will check it out. I mean, I remember seeing trailers for it, teasers for it. I remember it being on, but I never got into it. Yeah, still no Lord of the Rings. It's the Lord of the Rings is probably not going to happen, guys.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't? Oh, shit. Great.
Remember, Sam.
What?
It's Christmas time.
Oh, crap. Merry Christmas to me. I'm watching Lord of the Rings.
They just came out with the 4K set.
Oh, darn. And me without a 4K TV.
Watch party in Valhalla.
Watch party.
God, could you imagine that 4 hours through Fellowship?
Oh my God. I wouldn't be able to sit there through that, man. Not without pee and smoke breaks. I mean, Jesus Christ. Psychodorf 9 is cussing, and Goram at Samantha Joe is YouTube pulling games. I mean, yeah, probably.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's been fucking around all week. A lot of stuff has been down. Ever since the YouTube went down in and of itself, it was like, what happened there?
They're incorporating shorts.
So. Oh, that's right. That's right. You did tell me about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Chris Persia watch party in Valhalla. Yeah. No. If anything, I'm going to do a watch party on The Expanse. So if those movies come out, that's happening. They'll just be watch parties for, Rise and Shine with the Valkyries. I won't hog up Loki's channel with it.
There's so much going on in these 3 episodes.
Well, God, we haven't even touched on Drummer.
No.
I mean, God, she's back to her old pirating days.
Yep. She is back to her old pirating days. Tearing up ships and yeah.
And threatening people and getting away with it. I mean, she is bad ass. I don't want to hear about there's no badass women. I don't want to hear about that bullshit. You've got tons of them in The Expanse.
Naomi, Bobby, Drummer. Yeah. Yep.
And Drummer.
It's not just like we only have one kind of badass woman. You've got Ava Sarala, who's a political shark. She is fucking Jaws in the political arena. You've got Naomi, who is possibly the greatest engineer of their time. You've got Bobby, a kick-ass Martian Marine.
Yeah.
You've got Drummer, who went from running a station back to being a pirate queen.
Oh yeah.
There's kick-ass women everywhere you look in the show, and it's believable.
Yes.
It's not
You can
something you're
buy
like,
it.
oh, rolling your eyes at, or oh, more SJW garbage or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Even the new girl, they got working at
Oh
Tycho.
my
They're
God.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's a little spitfire. I said
yes,
that before. I love her a lot. She doesn't put up with anybody else's bullshit. I don't know. I don't fucking know what you're fucking talking about. She says to, the leader of their work group. It's like her boss, essentially. She's like, I don't fucking know what you're fucking talking about. And just has an attitude and a swagger like, I'm doing my job. I don't know what the hell else you want me to do.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, and him threatening Naomi, she's just like, are you trying to piss me off? And Naomi's not backing down.
No,
So
no, hell no.
I don't, it's like, thank you for that. But yeah, Drummer is now in charge of her own pirate ship, essentially. And she's, in the beginning, she lays claim to a ship and throws down with another Belter section. I'm like, yes, awesome. She's got this kick-ass crew. And it's split 50-50. It's women and men. The men are not bullshit. The women are badass. So I can't complain with that. The touching spot for me was though when they found Cleese Ashford's ship.
Yes.
That really got me.
That sent Drummer almost over the edge.
Yeah. She was in a bad way with finding that ship, but she wanted to salvage it. And they ended up spoiler alert, guys, they do salvage Ashford's ship. But it's what it brings back to her. It triggers her really, really badly. And she has a moment of vulnerability with one of her crewmates / lovers. And again, here it is, she's in a lesbian relationship with one of her crew members and they don't beat you over the head with it. Like it has to be that way. Men and women in the belt, at least, just are men and women in the belt and they love whoever the fuck they want. It's no big deal. And they don't make a big scene about it.
No.
I mean, I felt perfectly comfortable with her kissing another girl. I mean, you guys are going to love it when you see it. So, yeah. It was incredible to see her finally be an emotion other than pissed off or angry.
She let her hair
literally.
Yeah.
Literally. You don't get to see her in a moment of softness and a little bit of femininity and feel an emotion other than anger or, having to prove herself. And it was incredible. And so to Kara Gee, great job, lady. You are kicking it out of the park with Drummer. She is flipping brilliant.
She is.
Yeah.
Name me one female actress on this show that hasn't brought it on every level.
Oh, they all have. Even back to Elizabeth Mitchell and her portrayal of Anna Volovodov. She was even a badass. Yeah. Who got screwed.
Well, take it even to a bigger level. Who on this show hasn't brought it on every level?
Oh, there's nobody. There's nobody. Everybody on this cast is bringing their A game. Because you've got good writing.
Yep. Like I said before, this science brings you in, but you stay for the cast.
Yeah. And the cast is killing it. I mean, I would like to see, though, I know we're seeing Fred Johnson, but I kind of miss Anderson Dawes.
Yes.
I miss seeing, oh God, his name just went right out of my head. And you guys know who I'm talking about. This guy is in everything lately. Jared Harris. I really miss him. I hope we get to see him at least a little bit in season 5. I don't know if we will. Again, I have not read the book. I don't know if he does make a return. He's mentioned quite a few times because he's still working with Tycho Station and, the head of the OPA. He is the head of the OPA. As far as I can remember. Lord Thoth says the casting for the show, it's been stellar. That casting crew should be given the highest awards. Yeah. They'll never win an Emmy.
No,
They might get a Saturn Award.
it'll go to Star Trek or something.
Oh,
It'll all go to Star Trek. The Expanse is never going to get the recognition that it deserves because it does not follow their rules.
that's true. Sex is fun. The only people who should care about how good the sex is the people involved in the act. Just saying, right? For sure, but they sell it. They really sell it without beating you over the head with it. I think it's great. Guys, you're going to get to see Kamina's tushy. I mean, if you got something to look forward to, there it is. But I'm trying to figure out what we haven't covered. Well, we go back to Amos. Yeah, we go back to Baltimore.
And this is one of the things I was saying when me and Sam were watching this last night was we have not really seen outside of New York on Earth. And when I saw Baltimore, I was like, holy shit, this is bad.
You were audibly like, oh, god damn.
I mean, Baltimore looks like shit. If this is what the rest of the country looks like outside of New York, and there are even parts of New York that you're like, ugh, damn.
Yeah. We saw those in season 2.
Yeah.
Everybody down by the quote water, if it's the East River anyway, it's a shithole. Or the Hudson's not so bad, but the East River is gross. But yeah, even in today's society, the East River is gross. But yeah, the only thing we've seen is New York. So to go to Baltimore and see it really looking that bad, and the way they shot it and the way they dressed the set everything is so dark and so dismal and so run down and so beat down. You still have people living in homes, but even, they're living in squalor as well. It's like Baltimore is one giant slum.
There is an episode of Deep Space Nine where they travel back to an earlier point in Earth before the Third World War. And you've got these rundown buildings, and Cisco and Bashir are there. And you've got Dax lost somewhere on this planet on Earth. And there's these two, there's like workers and then there's gimmies. This takes this to a whole nother level. You have got like 95% of the people on Earth on basically what amounts to welfare.
Yeah. Yeah. On basic.
Yeah, basic. That's what they call it, is basic. And that's just give me what I need to make it.
Yeah.
And this really shined a light on how that is not sustainable.
Mm-mm. Well, and they even said this, at least on Mars. They didn't really say it on Earth, but with people basically evacuating Mars for the rings, suddenly all these jobs have opened up, but there's no economy anymore. There's one scene with Alex where he's standing basically in a town square, and you see going out of business, space for rent, everything must go. All these things we're kind of seeing now because the economy is in the shitter.
Yep.
Because, and in our case, it's not because everybody's leaving, it's because of COVID-19.
Yep.
And Colin P. Smith says universal basic income, anyone. Yeah, totally true.
Yep.
And the society can't support it. It's just too much. Lord Thoth says, what was that DS9 past tense 1 and 2?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember those episodes. I wasn't a huge DS9 fan. It kind of put me off a little bit. Mine is TNG. So that's what I cut my Star Trek teeth on, that and the original series. So it was hard for me to get into DS9 at first. I did watch some episodes. I did get sucked in. So don't throw me under the bus, guys. Please don't cancel Sammy.
Bell. Yes. Thank you, Lord Thoth. Gabriel Bell. Yes. It's the Gabriel Bell episodes.
Okay. Now I remember. Okay. Now
So,
I get it.
but
Go
yeah,
ahead. I'm sorry.
immediately that's what it reminded me of, was that, except much worse.
Yeah. And Amos essentially goes home because Lydia has passed away, the lady who took him in.
Yep.
And Lord Thoth is, the Bell Riots.
Yes.
You guys were talking about this the other day, too. The Bell Riots. Let's say it was one day last week.
Seeing that, though, seeing where Amos came from, learning that Amos was in this, this group of kids that got brought up hustling and fighting and almost like a gang, or like a young mafia.
Yes.
And the scene with his friend, because his friend finds out that he's in town.
Yeah. Well, he went looking for him because of Charles.
Yes. Yes.
Guys, Charles is the guy who's living in Lydia's apartment.
And he's getting thrown out. Basically, he's getting thrown out, and he's like, no, I'll take care of it. Start unpacking.
Start unpacking. Yeah.
I'll take care of it. And through going through certain old contacts, he's able to get the attention of his old running mate, who basically ran this young mafia with him.
Yeah.
And the scene they have together is, I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. They're talking. His friend has a gun, and he's like, "All right, you're just here for the apartment. Okay, I get it. Okay, cool." And he puts the gun down on the table, and he's like, "Let's have a drink." And he turns his back, and Amos is like, "You don't need to test me." And he pushes the gun, towards his friend. He just pushes it, and he's like, "I'm just here for that." And he's like, "You really are, aren't you? You're just here for that. That's all you're here for." And
that's all Amos wanted.
They have a drink, and as Amos is leaving, he tells him, "You ever come back here ever again, I will put a bullet in you myself. Don't ever come back.
I'll put him down. I will put you down." But I love that Amos grabbed the bottle of booze off the desk. That one was like, "Later."
Yep. And this is good shit. I'm taking it.
Mine now. But then I love that Amos calls Christian Avasarala Chrissy.
Yeah.
They even have that scene on Luna in her office, where she's like, "I'm not one of your hookers." And he's just like, "Well, you could be." Or strippers. I'm sorry.
You're strippers. Well, you could be.
That was a great scene. He's so enamored with her. It was just like, he wants to hit that.
Oh yeah, powerful, stand-up, powerful woman. That's his ideal. Yeah. Ideal. Kick-ass.
That's his fetish.
So you got that in the very beginning with Naomi. He followed Naomi around like a puppy and would do whatever Naomi said, because Naomi didn't have any nonsense and ran shit. Yeah.
She knew how to run the ship. And it was like, oh, okay, now it all makes a lot of sense. He's attracted to, the powerful women, so to speak. So it was like, oh my God. Just seeing him talk like that to her, though, is like, I think, excuse me, I think Amos would be the only one to ever be able to talk to Avasarala like that. Nobody else could pull that off.
No.
Rise and shine with the Valkyries. Hoel, Avasarala. I would hit that too. I'm not saying anything.
I don't know anybody who wouldn't.
And Colin wants to know, so the episodes drop each Tuesday evening U.S. time. Well, it was supposed to drop this morning.
Yep.
They were supposed to drop at midnight. So that's why I was going to be... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just to say, I'm betting they will. I'm betting this is going to be the schedule.
That they'll drop on Tuesday nights?
Yep.
I'm hoping so, because I don't want to have to get up at 5 a.m. to watch The Expanse.
No.
I mean, I will. Don't get me wrong.
We do it with Star Trek.
I know. Which is what we're doing tomorrow. We go from the best sci-fi on television to the shittiest stuff ever written.
Back to good stuff with Mandalorian, which will be the last episode Friday.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, it's episode 8.
Well, I hope they're going to do more with the episodes because they got short, and that really sucked.
I'm hoping for an hour or something close to an hour. I'm gonna guess that and get up early.
Okay. But yeah, these episodes, guys, are an hour apiece, so you're not getting screwed out of any watch time. What does NB Geek say? Loki. That woman is what men love. Powerful, sexy, and still a real woman. Her and Amos are my faves.
Man, Avasarala.
Mm-hmm.
That's the wonderful thing about this show, and I'll say it again. The women kick ass and are beautiful and aren't afraid to be beautiful.
No. Or vulnerable. Blah, vulnerable.
That's right.
Because we even see that with Naomi. Since Naomi finally gets to come face to face with Philip.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
That's pretty much the end of our ride almost.
Yeah.
Almost. There's one more thing we do have to talk about, and that's
go ahead.
The end of that scene in our
the final scene.
But yeah, Naomi comes face to face with Philip. Naomi offers him a ship, and she gets backstabbed and tasered and locked up.
Oh yeah, she gets roughed up big time, and they strap her. He says, "Strap her in for transport," and I'm like, "Oh crap! Oh crap! Here we go." So it's like now I'm anxious to see what they're going to do with Naomi next week.
Yep.
Okay, and the final scene, guys, and this is a huge spoiler. So if you don't want to listen, plug your ears now. There is an asteroid headed for Earth, and nobody listened to Avasarala. She knew something was going to happen with an asteroid. She looked into it, went through back channels, did everything she could, but nobody would listen to her. So the asteroid destroyers, the watchtowers rather, never saw this asteroid coming, and one hits.
And it's big.
And it's huge.
It is they explained it like a medium nuclear weapon going off. Nickel iron core. Obviously, it's been slingshotted around the sun, so it's got terminal velocity when it hits.
Yep.
It is bad. It is very, very bad. There's like a guy watching fish on the beach.
Yes.
And it hits the water right in front of him, and the shock wave vaporizes him.
Yep. And you just watch that wave just completely roll up out of the sea and just push everything onto the shore. And it's like, yeah, this is going to be big. This is going to be huge.
There are more coming.
Yeah. Well, Inaros isn't done. He wants the Earthers to suffer. He's not going after Mars, though.
No, he's
not yet.
He's getting his tech from Mars. He's just put Mars in a new position of power.
Yeah.
The financial system on Earth is already taxed to its limit.
Right.
A natural disaster like this happening, that's like a nuke going off. This is going to push them over the edge of what they can do.
Colin P. Smith, did you know the concept of Space Watch aimed at detecting asteroid threats goes back to Arthur C. Clarke? I did not, but I do now.
And believe it or not, for those of you Thrawn fans out there that love Grand Admiral Thrawn, this is something he did in the Thrawn trilogy.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, aimed him at Coruscant. He literally cloaked. He put him in a cloaking device, and shot them at Coruscant.
So I guess they're borrowing a little bit from Star Wars.
It's not that I don't even think Star Wars came up with it first. This idea of cloak a meteor and chunk it at a planet you want to blow up.
Yeah,
but this is something that's been done. that's been written about anyway. I've never seen anything about it in a movie or a TV show. Not a cloaked asteroid headed for a planet, but
No. Mm-mm. It was. Hey, Keely. It's just like I am so excited to see what happens on Wednesday or Tuesday next week. I'm so looking forward to it because they left it with such a massive cliffhanger. I'm like, where is episode 4? I was ready to start being a pig and completely binge watching, but nope, can't do that. They went back to the original model of Expanse Weekly, so thank God. Chris wants to know, wasn't they do that in Starship Troopers as well?
Yes, they do that in Starship Troopers as well. Except they don't cloak them; they just throw them at them in hyperspace.
Holy shit! And there was some sci-fi where they would take frozen ice and hurl them at planets and ships. It sounds familiar to me too, Captain Spire. But I can't put my finger on what it was. First was the moon is a harsh mistress. I will take your word for that. If you're going Arthur C. Clarke on me, I'll have to read it. But guys, there's still so much more for us to talk about, but the hour is up, so we're going to have to leave it until next week. Loki, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning and sharing this with me. It has been amazing. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Latino Slant.
Thank you so much for the invite. Thank you. It was great watching them with you, and I can't wait till next week. I can't wait.
Me neither.
I love the people in it. I love the concept behind it, and I can't wait for more.
Me either. I'm so excited to finish this out. It's 10 episodes, I believe, is the season. So we've got 7 more weeks of this to go. So I'm so excited. And hopefully, guys, I'll be doing a live stream of an unboxing when I get my swag from the Indiegogo or the GoFundMe of my Expanse goodies. So guys, keep your fingers crossed for me that it gets to me soon. I can't wait to share that with you because, I got it. I got the gift for Christmas last year and I still haven't gotten my swag yet. They were building it and we were, So, I'm so excited. So, Loki, what do you got going on for the rest of the week?
We've got a game stream coming up tonight with Purple for Horizon Zero Dawn. We've got, of course, STD tomorrow morning, which you will be guesting on my show.
Yes, I'll be back.
We've got me and Adega rocking it tomorrow night. And then we've got, it's a full weekend. We've got Mandalorian. We've got a movie watch party, Nightmare Before Christmas. We have got a Valhalla Yuletide party for Christmas going on this weekend. And we have a member stream to close out the year. This will be the last Valhalla Discord, the last member stream, and the last movie watch party of the year.
That's right. And then we can shoot 2020 in the face.
Yeah. Start 2021 with badass episodes of The Expanse, Cobra Kai, all the good stuff, and leave all this nasty shit we've had to deal with this year.
But meanwhile, we've still got to finish slogging through STD.
Ugh.
Hopefully we don't have too much of that torture left.
Oh, but wait. Just one. Let me see here. It is on the 31st. I will be gone on the 31st. So Samantha,
that's right.
And Canuck and Bird will be, and Dave Bob will be filling in on Thursday because I will be gone.
That's right. You will be on a little bit of a walkabout.
Yes. As of Wednesday the 30th, I will do my morning show and then head to the airport. And I will be gone until Monday the 4th.
Yep. And we'll be celebrating your anniversary.
Yes, the 1 year anniversary.
1 year anniversary. That'll be so exciting. We'll have to do a big party that morning. But thanks you guys so much for joining us. I'll leave you with a little outro as soon as I can get to it. My mouse is being a bit of a pill today. But I'll leave you with the outro, and we will see you guys on Friday when we are doing our home tour. So you guys get to see my house all decked out for Christmas. So till then, guys, thank you and have a wonderful day. We'll see you later.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.